let us not believe that things will halt as we venture back and explore the Distractible Vault. It's time for
The Most Cursed Moments.
I just remembered a dream I had the other night, and I want to talk about it, because you guys know I have nightmares a lot, and this is just a common thing. A lot of people probably know out there. But I went a stint without them for a while there. I think I was just so exhausted every night. I was barely dreaming anyway. But I had this dream where I wasn't in the dream first-person perspective in my own body. I was watching a video that was recorded of these events that I was in, and I could see myself, but it was like I wasn't watching past events, they were occurring real time. Very confusing. So anyway, I was in the video that I was watching, which was just, imagine like I'm not even like looking on a tablet, it's just full screen in my brain playing, but I'm from the camera's perspective. And I see myself running around doing something, I don't know, we were in like a house or something recording something, and there was this lady that was recording that I did not know. She was blonde and she had extremely like thick curly hair, looked exactly like ramen noodles, you know, like uncooked ramen noodles, like blah, blah, blah.
As hair does.
More ramen than hair. Anyway, so we're running around and then I slip and fall. I see myself slip and fall in the video, and I smash the back of my head into a table. And I am like in pain in a way that I know I'm in pain, but I'm not in pain, if that makes sense. But I'm seeing it and I'm like, oh, guys, stop recording. And this lady just like gets closer and closer with the camera, and like zooms in, and I can see like the back of my head. It's bleeding and the skull is cracked open. I can see the inside of my head. And she's just like still filming, and I'm telling her like, you gotta stop recording, like you gotta call a hospital or something. And then not only does she do that, she starts peeling away pieces of the back of my head, like the skin flaps, just ripping them off. And I can feel it. I'm like, fucking stop that. Rips more until my brain is exposed. Reaches in with the camera right here, pulls out what looks like this, like about, I don't know, 3 inches long, a gray veiny sack of something. It looks like she literally just took some of my gray matter right out of my brain and pulled it out. And when she did that, when it was like, and then snap, I woke up. And I've been having this thing where when I wake up from a nightmare, if I look into, say, a sliver of light through the door, I'll see letters and numbers suddenly go flying by at like maximum speed. I want to know if anyone else has that phenomenon.
Like you're fully awake and you know you're awake and you see this?
Yeah, I'm awake and I look at the light and there's just letters and numbers flying by and like just a whole random assortment.
The Matrix is breaking, my dude.
And usually it was only in a sliver of light. When I woke up from this one and I felt like that thing snapped, my whole ceiling in the darkness was just covered in letters and numbers sprinting by. This is all true. I'm not bullshitting. I mean, it's not true that there were letters on my ceiling.
I hate that a lot. I really dislike that very much.
But I don't know what that's about, but I remembered the dream, and I remembered it so specifically because at the very end of it, this lady fucking looked dead in the camera and looked right at me. That actually was my dream. And you know what I remembered? I had this exact same dream when I was a kid. I remembered it so specifically because, you know that gray veiny sack that I remembered being pulled out of my head?
Uh-huh.
I remembered because I was scared of that as a kid. That's something my mom ate in her ramen. It's a fish's egg sack. And I remember because I looked up a picture of that, and it's so weird because I backtraced it to my nightmare as a kid, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's what that was of my nightmare when I was a child. It was, and that's why the lady, and I said she had ramen-like hair, is because literally, I've never had a dream be so literal of something like from my childhood. It was this weird, if you look up like an edible fish egg sack, you might find this gray one that's been cooked, and it looks like what could be brain, but it's an egg sack. And she would eat that in her ramen, and that's why I had this dream. And I've never had anything so yeah, it's awful. Like
That doesn't look very edible. I don't know if I found the right thing, but hello, hey.
It looks like brain, right? In a way, it looks like brain.
Yeah, kind of. No, yeah, I can see that.
It's very not pleasant.
Yeah, so if for everyone listening, look it up at your own peril. But I literally had that dream as a kid. Not exactly the same as looking through a camera, but in a similar way of falling, cracking my head open, and having someone pull a piece of my brain out. And I was like, oh, that's what that was. It was the ramen and the fish egg in it. Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah, that's a dream I had.
When I was very young, like 3-4 years old, maybe even younger, my grandparents used to like have my cousin and I like take a bath together. And when we were really little, but like I had this image in my mind of like what a female body like looked like just based on being a kid. And when we got to the point in life where we got health class, I remember like learning about, the different anatomies between boys and girls. And it dawned on me like, wait, girls have babies. How do they pee while there's a baby in there? And then, through health class, I was like, oh, okay, there's a separate tube for that. So in my brain, that meant there was a separate hole for that, which meant like I thought, at the between the, I don't know what to call this, below the belly button, I thought there was just a hole, not the vagina, but just another hole that girls peed out of.
Like on the front of their body, just somewhere south of their belly button.
Yes, like on the front of their bodies, there was just a hole.
Sure.
And even through health class, all the diagrams were always like internal images. They didn't just show you like the outside of a naked person. And so for some reason, I continued to believe that. And at some point in life, I did happen to see a naked person, and I was concerned. And I asked them what happened to their pee hole. And they were very confused. And the mood may or may not have been ruined by my wondering of why they didn't have a pee hole.
If you can remember, how exactly did you broach that? How did you phrase that question? And how old were you? You were, I assume, making out and or doing whatever with like a girlfriend or whatever. When was this, Wade? I
was a legal adult.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how the conversation was broached, but I do remember I was just looking and very confused because they looked more like a Barbie doll in the front than I imagined, because I was like, I thought there'd be some kind of hole of some kind. Like, how on the tip of our penis there's like a hole that you pee out of, and I expected there just to be like on the lower part of their stomach just a hole. And it was mind-boggling to me. I was like, man, they really conceal that. And whenever it was explained to me how it all works, I was very, very embarrassed. And it's embarrassing even telling that story, but I was much, much older than I should have probably been when I learned that.
Did that person explain that to you? Or did that just end that entire interaction and then subsequently somebody explained?
That person explained it to me. That was
Oh, that's very generous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that they found it, I don't know, cute in a way that I was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, imagine being in the mood and all ready to go, and all of a sudden you stop to figure out that there's not a separate pee hole.
Well, what fascinates me is like, the hole on the tip of a penis is very small, right? So how big do you think this hole would be that you would like, how close were you looking? Like, did you really like?
Well, when I realized there was no pee hole, I looked even closer to find out. I went on an expedition for the pee hole.
Mm-hmm. Without getting too graphic about it, to that point in your life, had used all manner of toilets, and you had seen that men and women use the same toilets. Did you ever imagine how a woman might have to sit on a toilet given your expectation of how their systems worked?
I thought it was low enough. I thought it was pretty close to the vaginal opening, right? So I figured it was the same idea. I just figured they would pee, instead of having like the fire hose like a dude, I figured it just like trickled down the front and just dripped off.
Okay, just to be clear, you do know that like what you're describing is not too far off. Let me just make sure you do know there is a pee hole. It's just not where you thought it was, right?
Yes.
He said that.
I know how it works. I just thought it was
more in front,
higher up and visible.
Right. Okay.
To the naked eye.
Because I didn't want this conversation and people listening at home being like, "Does Wade still not know that there's a pee hole?"
No. I know how it works now.
Okay. Just checking.
Believe me, I know. But I thought that there was the belly button, the pee hole, and the vagina.
Right. Yeah.
But you could visibly see all three.
Well, I mean, yes. Okay, this is where I'm trying to clarify. There is a belly button, a pee hole, and a vagina.
But if you're looking at a person straight on, you don't just see like a hole right below a little bit below their belly button for peeing.
Okay. If I pull up a diagram of a vagina, can you
Yeah,
tell
the
me where
urethra is a different thing. Yes, the urethra leads to a different hole than, yes, I know, but it's all contained in one area. It's not a separate hole somewhere else.
I feel like part of Wade's problem might just be that he learns really slowly.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It could be.
Not that you learn this too late in life. It's just that you were continuing to learn it as you continued to age. And at some point that became unacceptable.
We are all learners, lifelong.
Yeah, I think I'm doing a bad job explaining this.
No, I get it. But then you keep going a step further, being like, haha, that does not there. And I'm like, it is there. It's just not where you...
It's like, you don't just look below the belly button and just see just a hole.
Right. Okay, good. We're all good.
God dang.
See, I thought girls basically had two belly buttons. One was a belly button and one was a pee hole.
Right. Okay. Man, why don't we put more utility in our belly buttons? I feel like that's an overlooked resource that we could tap into.
What utility?
I would eat so much healthier if we could just open up our belly buttons and put in like other foods. I would eat tacos.
What utility would you put in your belly button?
Well, I don't know. Like, it's another access point. It could be something, I don't know. It's there. We might as well use it, right?
How big is your belly button?
Oh, it's not big, but it could be more capacious. Like, everything could be enhanced.
I'm sorry. Are you gonna stretch out your belly button with like people do when they gauge their ears?
I'm gonna
Get progressively larger belly button gauges so you could fit more stuff in there.
Yeah, you see this? My intestines in there.
Or sexual purposes, you could have anal, vaginal, bellial. I want you to tummy fuck me.
God.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. No utility.
Yeah, no, Mark, I like your idea of tummy fucking. That's a lot. That's good utility. You're right. You're right.
That's not my idea. That's not mine.
You're right. I'm giving you credit, Mark.
I don't want credit for it.
Anyone that's had to have a tube put into their throat, like for breathing, that's like a heavy smoker. Do you think they've ever used that hole for,
breathing? No.
Fucking?
Oh,
Wow.
no.
I don't like that image at all.
Ah!
I'm imagining any individual who has I believe those are called stomas.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm imagining you need to keep that fairly clean and not do sex stuff to it ever because of
Well,
reasons.
it's probably supposed to, but that doesn't mean that.
Shut up.
I like that you found this nerve for Mark. Apparently, making anything into something you have sex with is just a big thing for Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a
What do
big
you-
thing for me. I'm sure no one listening at home is like, no, I don't want to hear about the tummy fucking. No, I don't want to hear about someone's stoma being improperly utilized. No, I don't want to hear it.
Would your penis start being digested by stomach acid if you did that?
What?
Oh my God, Wade! Please stop
what?
demonstrating how little you understand things.
What?
Never mind.
God.
Maybe you're
Anyway.
assuming someone has acid reflux in this situation. I don't know.
I'm not that like I'm the kind of person where like I could touch my eye. I've worn contacts. I don't know why, but like eye surgery and anything cutting or stabbing into an eye is just like nah.
Have I not shown you the video of my eye surgery?
I'm good.
I wonder if I'm remembering it wrong too. Maybe they aren't as forceful as I think, because like the patients never have any problem. They're always just like, "Am I good to go?" And it's like that must look a lot worse than it actually feels.
I didn't know you had a video of your eye surgery, Mark. But
Oh, yeah,
I
I-
don't either. It was just LASIK, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the kind of LASIK smile is what it was. It's where they just do a. I don't have it on my computer right now. It's on my
Oh
phone.
no,
and
darn
I'm
it,
like,
gosh.
I'll play later. Well, yeah, all right, I'll find it. I'll do the phone show,
wait,
but
we're busy. I'm gotta go then.
it's not that bad. It's just
Bob's saying no, thank you.
yeah, no thank you. Well, too bad. The thing about no thank yous is sometimes you don't get a choice. Sometimes things are forced upon you. Just like this eye surgery. Where is it?
LASIK looks very simple.
There it is. You guys want to see it?
I don't mind. I mean, I sat in on eye surgeries.
I feel like I was pretty clear about where I stand, but okay.
All right. There's my eye, right?
How's it staying so still?
I think my head is locked in place. It's numbed, and I'm very still. So the laser has already cut under my eye, and then this is him going in through a tiny flap in the bottom. And what he's doing is like perforated paper. He's detaching it.
Oh, good. Just a little scrapey.
Yeah, just a little detach-a-rooney. And then eventually it'll, well, I mean, this goes on for like a minute, but it's pretty quick. Like all things considered for like laser eye surgery. It's just you go in, he detaches it carefully and then pulls out the piece that was cut away and then yoinks it all out. Here, I'll get to the yoinking.
Oh, yay. I was afraid there wouldn't be any yoinking.
Oh, you actually, here's a video of the laser actually cutting the pattern into my eye. You're going to catch just so that's my eye and the gray is like the laser like going over it and cutting beneath the surface. It's very cool. So it goes and as I'm looking at this, because obviously it's my eye and I see it, everything's just going gray. So I'm just going blind.
Oh, neat.
It was very scary. And also it was like, don't look away from the green light. And I thought it'd be a much bigger challenge, but they didn't tell me they vacuum seal your eye to it anyway. So you couldn't move if you wanted to, which I did.
Bob is dying over there.
I love it. This is exactly what I was hoping we'd talk about.
Here we go. Here's it yoinking out of my eye. You can say no thank you. Here we go.
I said no.
Here, there, and...
Oh, no. What's that happening?
Yoink. So they pulled that out, and then he spreads it out to make sure he got, like, the full
He's spreading
thing.
it out on your eye. Your eye is not a table.
It's so he can look directly comparing to the outer edges of it so he can see the full thing. It makes...
It's so squishy.
Yeah, it is.
Where's all your eye goop? You don't have enough eye goop. You need more goop in there. It's not pressurized.
You would hate to see a low pressure eyeball.
Just a deflating eyeball.
Oh, he's just rubbing it. Ah!
He's cleaning.
Well,
He's like putting
good.
he's putting an antibacterial ointment on the top of it.
What does he get the wire brush to clean it so it's real clean? God.
Who goes into a public bathroom anywhere, but at a restaurant, especially where you're presumably about to consume food, and does whatever people do to get shit and pee everywhere? Who does that?
I don't know.
Like, what does your home bathroom look
We've
like?
all seen those bathrooms, but I don't know.
What do you do when you visit your parents or your friends or what? Am I misunderstanding? Are there some people who just really go nuts in the bathroom and it's like an experience for them and it's not their fault? Because I worked at the Jimmy John's right across the street from college campus at the University of Cincinnati, and we were open until like 3 a.m. and I always worked close on weekends. Well, we were up until 2. I don't know. I always worked until like 3 or 4 in the morning, Friday, Saturday nights, because I was one of the few people that worked at our store, because it's a college store, who wasn't like such an unreliable stoner that they would just not show up half the time, or otherwise, would show up like drunk or something if they worked on a Friday night, because it's college kids and they can't be trusted.
Yeah.
I would show up to work and do a reasonably good job. I wasn't always the happiest because it was kind of a shitty place to work, but I did my goddamn job. But like, so how does that happen?
Do you think
Like, ignoring the motivations, assuming someone's just absolutely drunk out of their mind, how do you do that without getting it all over yourself? Which is the more terrifying part to me. It's a skill. It's an adult skill to learn how to use a bathroom and, keep everything clean. Make sure you wash your hands. Make sure that everything, when you're done in the bathroom, is nice and tidy. Kids aren't good at that.
Well, what if that's the thing? What if they've never been taught? What if every time that person walks into the bathroom, they're just sweating bullets because they're going like, all right, trying attempt number 328, and they just shotgun blast poop all over the walls, and they're like, okay, that didn't work.
Don't eat at Jimmy John's, you dumb piece of shit. That's my answer to that. No, like I get that some people are just so drunk or whatever, the high or something, they're just like, this is gonna be so funny. Fucking get them or whatever. But I never saw a person walk out of the bathroom smeared in their own shit. So they clearly know how to keep themselves clean. I don't know, man. That was just like, that still baffles me. How does that happen? Why would that happen? I can't imagine.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember we had a guy come in. I used to work at an ice cream place in Cincinnati called United Dairy Farmers. And I remember one day we had a guy come in. He grabbed a straw from like where our ice cream sits, and he went into the bathroom. And he was in the bathroom for what felt like 20 or 30 minutes.
Oh, no.
And we're all like, what in the hell is he doing? Like, what?
That's not good.
Dude walks out, doesn't buy anything, just leaves. I think we were busy at the time, so we didn't even actually realize that like he didn't buy anything till later. But go to check the bathroom, because we have to clean them every day. And there's blood on the toilet seat. There's blood on the mirror. There's blood on the sink. There's blood on the floor. And I didn't know if I was supposed to call because blood's like a biohazard. So I'm looking at all this blood and I'm like, do I mop it? Like, what do I do with this? Like, sure, I've had the occasional person shit on the seat, shit on the floor, piss everywhere, whatever. Like, I've dealt with that. I've dealt with the dirty sink.
Yeah.
I had never in my life walked in and felt like I was watching the fucking movie Carrie, where there's just blood splattered all over the goddamn room. And this guy walked out perfectly fine. I don't know what he bled from.
That's not good.
Yeah, I was wondering if he actually walked out and, you didn't notice him and he just exploded in the middle of the bathroom. Maybe some other guy walked out.
No, he just bled everywhere. And I didn't know what to do, so I just cleaned it up. I put on some gloves and I just scrubbed the fuck out of that bathroom like 2 or 3 times, feeling disgusted that I had no idea why there was blood on so many different levels of so many different surfaces that it didn't even make sense where he could possibly be bleeding from, unless it was like his nose or something. But even then,
You know the infomercials where it's like the guy's carrying a bunch of Tupperware or like all the car washing stuff and he goes, whoa, whoa! Like this guy got a paper cut on his palm and he just, whoa, 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 and slams into the mirror and slams onto the floor and slams into the ceiling. Like, I can't stop.
it was on the back of the toilet seat, the sink. It wasn't on the knobs or anything. It was like on the side of it was so weird. It looks like he intentionally was just like, I'm bleeding. Better put it everywhere. I mean, I have no idea. Only saw that guy the one time. I don't know if he just went home and died or what the fuck happened to him, but like he bled all over our bathroom. And all he did was grab a straw and go to the bathroom.
That's some next level stuff. He must have taught all the poop people from Jimmy John's, because
There's a training course you can take to how to be the biggest asshole at a restaurant or a fucking...
that would make more sense to me than people just behaving like that and thinking to themselves like, oh, that's okay.
Oh, man. I'm struggling to see what the straw was for. He just grabbed a straw and went in.
I thought drugs. I thought like snorting cocaine or something. I don't know, but I have no idea. It's a milkshake straw.
Maybe he snorted something and then it just didn't go in right and it just came back out and there was some blood and it just went everywhere. Maybe it was like a nose volcano. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how drugs work. I've never done anything other than like drink alcohol. So I don't know. But you see like in the movies, you know, they'll grab like a little straw or something. They'll like, it's a tiny straw and they'll like snort like a line or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is a milkshake straw.
Oh, yeah.
Dude needed to do a lot of drugs or something. I don't know. That's weird, man.
No, that's what happens, man. You take some drugs, it starts gushing out of your eyes, and all you can do is like try to keep them closed, but they'll like swell up. Your eyelids will like fill, and then you gotta blink eventually. That's drugs, man. But it feels great afterwards, apparently. So I've heard.
Oh, yeah, no, it's so good. It's worth all the death stuff.
Dude, the blood high. Oh, you can't beat it, man. It's just stellar.
That's not good. Kids, don't do that.
Don't do
any of that.
Don't chase the blood high. The blood dragon's not worth it. Don't chase
the blood dragon. Gotta get this blood monkey off my back.
No, I got COVID from a hot tub.
The hot tub wasn't wearing a mask.
I think I mentioned, but maybe not, that we're getting a hot tub, which is very exciting. It's a thing. Mandy had shoulder surgeries when she was
Sick, dude.
what?
Hot tub because it got you sick.
Yeah, but the timing of it came right at the shoulder surgery.
Yeah, it was a little late. Anyway, sick. Yes. So Mandy has like had surgery when she was younger, has always had shoulder problems. And so like we've always dreamed of having a hot tub because sometimes she just is in like pain, like agonizing pain. And a hot tub soak would like do a lot to help therapeutically. Yeah, it would be good for her shoulders. And I'm just sort of out of shape. So a hot tub feels really good when you're sore and out of shape. But anyway, we were at the place, we were at a showroom looking at things. We didn't know anything about hot tubs and we went to look and they had, apparently there are like 2 types. There's one that's more like a chlorine, kind of like a pool based where that's how you keep the water clean. And then there's one that's kind of like a saltwater hot tub. And I don't do salt water very well. The ocean, like if I get the ocean in my mouth, makes me throw up. I don't like salt water. I react very strongly to it. But the saltwater hot tubs were like exactly what we wanted. And so I was concerned. I was like, well, I don't want to get a hot tub that has salt water in it because salt water literally makes me puke and gag and I hate it. And so I was like, but they have one. They had one that had the salt water in it on the floor. And I was like, well, I should just taste the water. And that way I'll know if it's too salty. Cause the guy was like, oh, well, it's not the same level of salt as the ocean. And I was like, I went over and I smelled it and I was like, I don't know, it smells kind of salty. And so ultimately I was like, I just have to taste it. And then I'll know for sure before I commit to spending this money on a hot tub that'll be okay. It won't be too salty. I'll be able to enjoy the hot tub, even though it's got salt water. So anyway, that happened. And literally the very next night I came down sick and it was COVID. And since the last time we recorded, I've had COVID the entire time until yesterday. But I got the Paxlovid or whatever. And like, I got better really quickly. And so I'm lucky and it was fine. It wasn't that bad of an illness or anything, but I'm pretty sure I got COVID because I drank the public hot tub water.
Well, after you drink public salt water, you should always go home and gargle salt water to cleanse your palate.
But it was treated. The salt makes it clean, right?
I don't think those are of a temperature enough to pasteurize anything. If anything, they're kind of like a bio cooker where more things.
Oh, it wasn't hot at all either. It was set on like 90 degrees. It was like barely a hot tub because it was in there. No one was using it, right? So it didn't need to be that hot. Yeah, well, I don't know what's been in there, but apparently something.
Well, Keter's pooped on the floor the other day, and I got the salt shaker and poured it on there, and it just disappeared. Carpet was sparkly.
What's happening? What?
You said salt made it clean.
Why did the poop disappear? Because you sprinkled salt on it.
He's being hyperbolic.
No, it really happened.
I'm telling you a real life story here about an illness and a very dramatic experience that I had.
And I'm mocking you for thinking that salt made it clean and safe.
Well, that's the point. The only reason it's salted water is because that's the way it's chemically treated so that it doesn't get nasty. Also, it had some sort of ozone treatment system in it and also some sort of UV thing that was supposed to also kill bacteria and viruses. But it was supposed to be clean, man.
Are you sure that you didn't get COVID from the people in the store?
They were all perfectly healthy and also very nice people.
That's true. You can always tell when someone is very sick with COVID.
The healthy ones are nice.
They wouldn't have done that to me is all I'm going to say, okay?
There was a mean guy in the corner. He was definitely sick.
I get mean when I'm sick, so I assume. Anyway, I don't know. It's probably not from the hot tub, but it just seems too conspicuous that I drank anonymous hot tub water and then I got sick for a week. So
I just would never think to taste.
How much did you drink? Is this just like you dip a finger and you go, or you a whole?
I didn't like drink the whole head, but I took like a little, I aerated it, right? You have to get like it's like tasting wine.
No. This gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like it.
There were no people ever in that hot tub. It's a showroom hot tub. It's as clean as a hot tub gets.
As soon as they put the closed sign on the door, they all strip down and hop in the hot tub.
It's in the middle of a warehouse that's got windows on all sides.
Yeah, but if it's closed, you're not going to go looking in a warehouse window. That's boring.
I don't know what kind of dungeon hot tub shop you went to, but my mind's got like a jail cell. Guards behind each player wall.
They were nice people. They wouldn't do that to me. Plus, if you think about it right, it's not even that gross. It's like I drank people's soup.
Did you mistakenly read the sign? It wasn't the hot tub, it was the cough tub.
That's the cough.
Mistakenly.
Whenever you're sick, you go over there, you cough into it till it fills up.
That's the COVID hand washing tub. Anyone who's sick, you wash your hands in this tub and then you can touch whatever you want.
Oh, we recycle here. See, the hospital next door, their runoff comes down the hill and we just catch it in this tub. It's wonderful.
Then we sprinkle in some table salt, some cinnamon. It's very safe, very clean.
We didn't get like the most extravagant hot tub in the world, but it's still a lot of money, okay? And I didn't want to...
Did you get the salt one?
Yeah, we got the salt one. I didn't want to spend all that money because the salt one had all the features that we wanted and it was very comfortable. You could climb into them, but they didn't have water in them because we had clothes on. But you could sit in them, right? And you could be like, oh, this is comfy. Look, this is where my legs will go and there'll be water. It'll be up to here. And you can imagine. But I was like, I'm not spending all this money on a hot tub because I don't want to throw up in my own hot tub. So I had to taste it. It makes sense.
How did it taste?
It tasted kind of like unflavored Gatorade. You know, like how salty like sports drinks are? They're like a little salty.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
It was like that level of like, oh, it's like a touch salty, but it's not like ocean saltwater salty.
All right, we've woken up. It's early morning. This is the first activity we do after getting out of bed. This is very important because this, I believe, sets the tone of what you're going to do for the rest of the day. There's many things you could do in this time, but it's a very small period of time to take advantage
question. Prepare yourself for the day to come. What is the best thing to do immediately after waking up in the early morning?
If I may, it's simple. You look at your phone, see what time it is, go fuck that, and go back to sleep.
Oh, man.
Old strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Wait, you know what? Maybe Bob, you go. I'll go after you this time. Let me steal your idea, get points for it. Here you go.
I have an answer for this one too, and it's
Good.
one word.
Okay.
Dumpies.
Interesting.
I think we all know what it means. I don't know if it needs. I think it stands
Is that
for
another
itself.
word for coffee? Because I'm not a coffee drinker.
No, I hate coffee. I don't drink coffee. Dumpy. You gotta plop some logs, man. That's the best way to get going.
To build your house. Like a Lincoln log.
You could build things with that, I guess. It's poops, Wade. I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm a night shitter.
You really?
Shitter.
Whoa, really?
Oh, yes. Oh, I wake up 2 or 3 times in the night to pee, but I do not shit in the morning. No, I do not shit in the afternoon. I'm a night shitter.
Oh, I thought you were like midnight.
Exclusively?
Yeah, that's weird. Well, okay.
No, well, no. I guess sometimes like so there's afternoon poopies, but typically it's like around dinner time.
Are you like a once a day shitter?
1 to 2.
Hold on. I'm gonna just like.
Hey, we're talking about something here. What are
But
you doing?
I do wipe front to back. Is that good?
Yes, that is good.
How does every episode get down to the specificities of our biological functions? I'm gonna
Do you use the single sheet folded, or do you like roll it up?
I don't want to hear anything
I take
more.
3 to 4 sheets.
Excellent.
Which is a little excessive,
We'll
but not as
slowly
excessive
fade
as
them
some
out
people.
in the background and play some elevator music in the meantime.
And do you go through the middle, or do you go around the side when you're reaching around to take?
Oh, kind of like the little ball going like around the funnel where they go side to side, slowly works its way to the hole.
And then make sure you get it all. You know,
Also sounds fun.
Do you use wet wipes? Do you have wipies?
No, but sometimes if I'm feeling really ambitious, I'll wet the toilet paper.
That's an interesting approach. I find that leads He is like dry, wet, back to dry, then you're spotless.
All right, now
We're
that
so in
no
sync.
one,
We have the perfect dumpy.
now that
We
no
did
one
it,
had
Mark.
to
We made the
hurry-
perfect dumpy.
Now that no one had to hear that, I'm gonna exclude biological necessities from this list.
Does that include
Does that include eating?
grooming?
Uh, No, it doesn't include cleansing yourself. It's going to the
Okay.
bathroom. We're really just gonna assume you fit that in here and there as needed because everyone's different. I think
When
it's-
my schedule's packed.
Yeah, it's an important ritual. You got to make time.
Yeah, but that's different for everybody. But we're gonna assume each one has it because I don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
Now, who amongst you, any of the 3 of you, who can do a better impression?
Is there a third person here?
I thought I saw another person in here.
Where?
Oh, they're gone. Anyway, all right. It may be difficult. It may be difficult. All right, hold on.
Is the whole thing one animal? Or,
Yeah, no, that's goats. That's what goats sound like. I got that one.
Is it good? Yeah. Holy shit.
I have to do an impression now. Is that right?
You could also abstain if you don't want to hurt
No,
your
it's okay.
voice or anything.
It's okay.
All right. That was very good. That's going to be hard to beat.
Oh, God. I don't know if I can make this noise, but I'll try.
That was a good attempt. I think Wade gets it for the horrified scream and the discrepancy between the two. It truly is. I can't even do it. He did great. All right, Wade, you want a hard one?
Oh boy, do I. This might gross people out, but I used to have
Ew.
a wart here, and I took a pair of tweezers and toenail clippers and I cut it and tore it and ripped it out.
What the fuck?
That's not what you're supposed to do with that.
No, but
fuck?
I was like in high school, and for some reason, here was my thought process. I was like, listen, I'm pre-law. I'm going to have to shake a lot of important hands one day. And what if they're left-handed and they touch my wart and they're grossed out and I ruin a relationship? So I've got to get rid of this. I better do it now. I could probably just cut it off. And so I did. Wouldn't recommend anyone do that. I'm sorry for the uneasiness I probably just caused, but I did literally just...
This is a horrible.
I did literally do that to myself.
Did you have any bad fallout from that? And also, did it hurt?
No, I ran the tweezers under the tap before I started digging in, so it was very clean.
Oh, perfect. All right, cool. Good.
I
was
made sure it was
worried.
sanitary.
Okay.
Woo!
I wanted a sterile environment for my surgery.
Dodge that cannonball.
It was very painful. I will say it was very painful to do.
That was maybe a sign from your body about what you were doing. Your body was all, whoa, hey, whoa. And you were like, shut up.
Wasn't taking no for an answer for my body on that one. I was like, it's going and there's nothing you could say or do.
I think you betrayed your body at that point. I'm pretty sure you're the traitor.
Yeah, no, that's you. That's definitely a betrayal on your part. That's right.
Yeah, I did that and I feel kind of bad about it.
I've got a doozy for you guys. So you remember a long time ago, this event occurred that is really, really memorable for a lot of people, where Chica, when I first got her, pooped on the floor and the Roomba spread it everywhere, right? So yesterday, Chica was home. We weren't gone long, but apparently she had some upset stomach. And this happens, it does happen. She pooped in the house, but she just so happened, and I have to show you a picture, and do not put this on the
Pixelated.
but I gotta show you guys a picture because it'll tell the entirety of this story, and it just doesn't make any sense how this occurred.
I have lunch on the way.
Wait, what?
She pooped on a thing that was off the ground, and it got on my Vision Pro.
Dude, you can really see shit.
How did she poop there?
I don't know. It's not the Vision Pro is not on the ground. It's on a case for my lights that is on the ground. Like it's I don't understand how this occurred. It doesn't make any sense. How could she have pooped on my Vision Pro? Why?
Her poops have value-seeking sensors built into the tip. They'd go for whatever the most expensive thing that's reachable is.
It's legitimately like, I can't think of a single thing that is more valuable, monetary-wise, not emotionally-wise, more valuable than that anywhere close to the floor. Even the computer that I'm doing this on costs less than that thing. And that's, I get it. That's not a good say. I'm not trying to be like, oh, woe is me. It's just like, it's so bizarre that that thing would be the thing that would get poop on it.
Her ass has expensive taste.
It sure does. It sure does. We're here to save people out there the most money possible.
I'm here for it. As the smart one.
We're going to start off. Wade, how can I lower my water bill?
Spit. We produce a lot of it. Sometimes you have more than you want. So what do animals do to clean themselves? So you don't need to use water if you've got saliva. And if you're thirsty, drink someone else's saliva. If they're just going to spit it out or waste it anyway, just take a bite. On top of that, can I throw in a little bonus here?
I'll let Bob go first. You save your bonus. We'll
Right.
Wade has the right idea, but he picked the wrong liquid.
Oh.
Go on.
Yeah, no, it's what you think.
Oh, no.
You don't make a lot of spit comparatively to the amount of piss that you make.
Oh.
If you want the volume to be able to do a load of dishes, fill up your mobile laundry machine so you can run some laundry, top off a water bottle. How long do you think it would take you to use spit to top off a 24-ounce water bottle? Hours, days. It might not even be possible. How long does it take to pee out 24 ounce? 30 seconds, depending on how much you save up. If you save it, you might have 24 ounces in one go. That's a lot. That's maybe not realistic, but like 1 or 2 pisses a day, you got a full water bottle, you just drink that right down. Plus the water bottle keeps it warm, which is nice. It's like tea of the body, crotch tea.
Ah, man, all of those names are terrible. Wade, please, rebut.
I don't know that urine has many good things for you because it's your body trying to get rid of it. Whereas spit, I mean, it's already right there in your mouth. So it's meant to be there. I think spit also helps in the digestion process. So maybe it'll get your metabolism up. So you'll have a better metabolism from having more varieties of spit in your body at any given time.
I don't know, spit's just fun. Sometimes it's like real wet, sometimes it's kind of sticky. You never really know what kind of spit you're gonna get. Sometimes like you wake up and you got like the stringy spit and it's like a plaything on top of everything else. So you have a toy and a nice beverage and a food breaky downy all at once.
Spit's just fun. You know what? I love that. That's an excellent slogan.
I'm gonna throw up. It's just fun.
Can I share my bonus thought with you real quick? I don't want points for this. I just want to share it.
You might not get it, but who knows?
I'm thinking about like chewing on food, right? Like we have the spit in our mouth, but like chewing on food wears down your teeth over time. But you know what? Kids chew up food and then like their teeth, they eventually get adult teeth, so they lose their kid teeth. What if you had your kids chew your food for you and then they're wearing down their baby teeth? So you're protecting your adult teeth longer. So you can have like the liquid and the solid safe.
I feel like that's just wholly unrelated to what we're talking about, but
all right. So man, I was not.
Would you like a different idea, Mark? I'll get away from recycling your own bodily fluids. How about that? I've got a different idea.
Man, I guess if we could keep saving money, I suppose, but the time ran out. We've got so many other bills. But you throw it out, it just won't be worth points.
You want to save water on money on water? Everyone around you is constantly flushing water literally down the toilet. Where's that water going? Why not into your collecting tanks? Smack a life straw on that bad boy and boom, clean water.
That's true. Septic tanks are really just big water bottles.
Yeah, they're just underground water sources waiting to be tapped.
I don't want to tap into my septic tank. Thank you.
So the other day I was doing a stream. My friend Patrick had his birthday yesterday, but he did a stream Sunday. We were playing, what was it called? Not Overcooked, the other cooking one.
Undercooked. Side cook. Legend of the Hidden Cook.
Played Up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how we got here, but we got to a point where he said something about cheesing me or something because he was trying to make tacos, and that led him to think of a character. I don't know how good this image is going to look. It's going to be very small here, but I'm going to share a character with you. I'd like you to meet Dikachu from the hit movie Stroke'emon.
Oh, I get you. I see where this is going.
Is this from Mark's Smash or Pass video, or?
It could be. How about Sponge Knob?
Oh no!
I don't like how dirty his holes are.
Yeah, that's really unpleasant to look at. And you actually, it looks like someone really worked hard on that costume, but no.
Sponge Knob. I'm assuming Sandy Cheeks kept her name.
Yeah, that one kind of works. That one doesn't need any adjustment.
He's motioning at his tie for some reason.
Oh yeah, his tie. Yep. Don't scroll any lower. Nope. Stop. Hold on. I just had the whole podcast flash before my eyes.
Thankfully, I had this image saved. I know.
We could blur that in post, but don't.
Yeah, listen, editors, from here on out, we're gonna play podcast roulette. You just don't censor anything ever in this episode. Don't you dare! It's just like Ethan getting banned for showing a vagina on screen for like a minute. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, I sure did. Did you see what JP tweeted at him?
No. I didn't.
Hey, at least you don't have an excuse to not find it now, or something like that.
Yeah. So Bob, he was going Wikipedia, like hide and seek, whatever it's called. I don't remember. You try to go from one topic to another through hyperlinks only. So he's trying to go from something to clitoris, and so he gets to clitoris, and he's like, "Yes, I did it!" And then he looks away. I don't know what he's doing, like on his phone or something. And it's Wikipedia, so the image for the article is just a vagina, some lady spreading her legs,
like an actual lady spread leg, shaved. It is,
and it's like there's like a circle, where the clitoris is, and a zoom in is like there's this close up, and it's a closer picture of just the clitoris, and he's just like boop doop boop doop boop off to the side. The chat's like exploding by, like, Ethan, no, Ethan. And then 30 seconds go by, and he's like, oh no, and the slowest scroll you've ever seen down, just like oh, and he scrolls down to another anatomical drawing of the clitoris. He doesn't like close it or anything.
He's like, thank God I'm still safe on this clitoris page.
And I get there's nothing obscene about anatomical.
To be fair, that's like science-y. That's pretty science-y.
But it's like there are certain Wikipedia pages that are just straight on. I bet the page for penis is just a big old penis.
That's very, very Ethan-y.
I'm going to be telling you a story about young love, about a first job, about excitement over the possibility of sitting near a girl in high school about overcomplicated plans that end hilariously and also quite terrifyingly in both failure and near-death experience, and the hard-to-explain series of decisions that led me and my high school best friend to almost kill a girl completely by accident. Where did this begin? My high school best friend, Dave, and I were hanging out in his basement doing the only thing that we did other than video games and work at our part-time jobs. No, not that. Which was play ping pong and lament about girls. And recently, Dave had begun working at a new job at the movie theater, which is a great job. It's a lot of free movies, thanks to Dave. But a lot of people go to the movie theater, and while we're playing ping pong, hanging out, he gets a text from one of his coworkers that this girl, the girl that he currently would not stop talking about, Jessica, was seeing a movie, had just walked in, gotten their tickets, and one of our creepy friends at the movie theater was like, hey, she's here. And sent him a text. And so we got this information, right?
You guys had a whole team on this.
Yeah, well, it's hard to date, okay? You gotta have takes a lot of effort.
I'm trying to keep track of everything. There's Jessica just walked in. What is the name of this creepy friend?
Can we call him I don't know, Kyle or something?
Sure, Kyle's about right.
All right.
I don't know. Kyle's
I'm pretty sure Kyle works at the movie theater and sweeps up the popcorn after the
you know
movie's
what?
over,
That
right?
can be confirmed. Every movie theater has a Kyle, so we have decreed.
Not only is Jessica my friend's love interest seeing a movie, she's seeing a movie with a friend who is the girl that I myself at that point in time would not shut up about. It's perfect, right?
What's your love interest name in this?
Melissa.
Yeah, what's the name? Melissa, okay.
Jessica and Melissa.
My best friend's love interest is at the movies with her best friend, my love interest. It's a love quadrangle. How do you say that word? Quadrangle. Quadrangle?
I think it's just a square.
Oh, it's parallelogram. Could be anything.
Could be. You're right.
Trapezoid.
Square is a parallelogram, but a parallelogram does not have to be a square.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
You and your friend do sound like squares in this. Go ahead.
Anyway, we've got all the information now. The plan is obvious, right? Do you not see how this has to play out? Clearly, what we had to do was, step one, gather a posse, obviously.
Yep.
So we gathered the boys, if you will, our other friends.
So gang hit. Got it.
Yep. We had to rush to the grocery store to pick up some flowers and chocolates. We head to the theater to stake out the car and then ambush them with love and appreciation as they exit the theater to get into their vehicle and drive back home. This brings us to Act 2, obviously, the preparation. Now it's time to take action. There's a time clock on this. We know which movie they're seeing, when it was, how long the movie is. Our posse of friends that we gathered are the Stevens. One named Steven with a V, one named Steven with a PH. So there's 4 of us. We pile into my friend Dave's Honda Civic, and this next part plays out like an action movie. This is why the posse needs to be here, right? You gotta keep the car running, you gotta have logistics, you gotta have people in charge. So Dave and I are in the front seat, the Stevens are in the back seat, and we're driving, totally following the speed limit, totally being safe. We're driving to the grocery store, and the Stevens are in the back. One of them we call Steven, and one of them is Steve, which helps differentiate, but also is sort of indicative of their personality. Steve is the gossip. Steve is the one texting updates with Kyle, did they leave early? No? Okay. Keeping the subjects in sight, keeping our intel fresh. Steven is the one staring at his watch on the minute. Every minute is 28 minutes. 28 minutes from right now, we need to be in that parking lot. That'll give us, 15 minutes to find the car, find a spot, get a good angle, and he's sitting there just staring at his watch, just waiting. So we get to the grocery store. We run into the store. We've never bought this stuff before. Neither of us realized until we got inside, we're losers, right? We haven't really dated people to this point. Never bought flowers for someone or chocolates. Never gone to the part of the store that's set up for desperate losers trying to impress a girl sort of area. Don't know where that is.
So she bought chocolates, flowers, and a 50-pack of condoms, I'm guessing.
Magnum XLs, baby.
Standards, yes, absolutely standard.
Extra small.
Extra small Magnum.
Finally, after running around the store, looking like weirdos, we're fully loaded. Chocolates, flowers, extra small condoms, ready to go. The movie theater is not super far away, but we're back in the car and it's like, all right, 8 minutes to the theater. And we're about 5 minutes away. Everything's on time. Steven is happy. Steve is updating us. They're still in the movie. Everything is fine. Kyle has not seen them go to the bathroom. He is watching them like a hawk.
I don't know if I'd be honored someone liked me that much or if I'd be really weirded out or creeped out. I don't know how I'd feel.
Well, you don't need to worry about it because no one's that obsessed with you. Continue, Bob.
I can answer for you definitively, Wade. It's creepy. But anyway.
It is creepy.
So Act 3, the payoff, the action. We're here.
Yeah.
This is going to sound worse than it is. Dave happens to know which car is theirs. He knows
That doesn't sound too bad.
which car his beloved Jessica drives. And
His beloved. Yeah,
That sounds worse than knowing what car they drive.
Go ahead. His beloved Jen.
And so we go, we're scouting, we find the car, we circle around, we find an angle where we can park the Stevens so they can kind of see the action, you know? Because they've been with us this far. You don't want to leave the Stevens parked off in the corner somewhere like a-holes.
Yeah, no.
You want them to be able to witness
Your greatness.
the great success that is about to happen, all this effort that we've put into coordinating this massive effort. So yeah, we get everything situated. We're sitting in the car. It's like a perfect like TV show thing where it's like from our car, it's sort of like through one row. There's a perfect little window between the parked cars and a light. Literally, it's nighttime. It's like a weekend evening. In the dark night, their car, an orange car, by the way, has a beacon on it, like at this bright focal point. But basically, we get the Stevens all set up. And then at some point, Dave and I are like, okay, well, we don't want to just be sitting here. If they come out earlier than we think or something, or maybe we have the timing off, we don't want to like get out of our car and run at them. That's terrifying. Someone jumps out of a vehicle and charges you in the parking lot. That's like a kidnapper or something, right? That's bad. So we're like, we'll casually, with our huge bouquets of flowers and oversized boxes of chocolate, get out of our car and sort of skulk, I guess is the word I would use to describe it. Sort of pick a spot where they can't see us because it's a surprise, obviously. They can't see us coming out of the theater. We're hidden. Turns out that light bleeds a lot. It shows a lot of area. So I think we were like, oh, we'll pick a discreet spot. It'll be fine. Luckily, the car that the girls are driving is this big truck sort of thing, like an SUV. It's tall. It hides us pretty well. I think if a family that was going to see a Pixar movie drove past this location in the parking lot that night, they would have looked off to the side and seen me. I was as big as I am now then. A huge 6'4" big dude with his very short friend standing in the middle of a parking lot with like some stuff, like obviously holding something, I guess flowers maybe. But like if you drive by that, how bad does that look?
Yeah, if I drove by that, I would think there was some shenanigans afoot and we'd go to a different theater.
I'm looking back on this though, right? And I don't feel good about this choice specifically. Of all the choices we made, this choice to lay in wait for what was essentially, I guess, our prey, to jump out at two unsuspecting people. It's a questionable
No, this
plan.
could only lead to true love.
Yeah, well, maybe it did. Maybe one of these girls is actually Mandy.
Oh,
Look, so we're standing here. It was probably like maybe 10 minutes, which is a long time to lurk in a parking lot. But we're standing there and it feels like forever, right? It's a combination of feeling kind of uneasy about where we are, the choices we've made, how this looks, but also we're about to ask a girl on a date, which is terrifying. Like it's, as for high school me, I had never really done that. It's not successfully done that. And it was a lot. And we're standing there like, you know, hearts aflutter, murder muscles really getting warmed up. So we're waiting forever.
Yeah.
And finally, peeking through the, you know, you can sort of look through the windows of a car, we're peeking around the edges, lurking, if you will. Finally, they round the corner from the front of the movie theater. I will say this is the back parking lot of the movie theater, not the front one where like everyone goes. This is like the cool back one. There's less foot traffic, less witnesses. So they're making their way to the back parking lot. You know, we sort of huddle. We're like, they're coming. Oh my God. And we're looking at each other, and Dave and I, collectively, we have this conversation that's like, don't jump out too early. Don't give them any warning. Make sure they're nice and close so they can't run, you know? Make sure that they get close enough. And we're like, yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, all of this is obvious. And finally, they get close enough. Jessica's digging for her car keys. They're sort of finally arrived at the car, and we're like, yes. And we take our big step out from behind the car, presenting the flowers so proudly. And I think everyone knows what their reaction is.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Sure. Well, then maybe that came later. Their initial reaction is actual terror. Like, actually, maybe we're here to grab them and run away or something, or take their purse and punch them in the face. Yeah. They look terrified, which is not surprising from this perspective. Dave and I are taken aback by their terrified look, and we're like, no, wait a minute. This is a perfect plan. This isn't scary. This is charming. We're expressing how much we care about them. They should be blown away with love and entrancement. Is that a word?
Yeah,
Entrapment?
sure. Oh,
sure.
Yeah, entrapment. I think you're getting there.
Yeah. Well, so they look scared. Dave and I look at each other and realize, like, oh, you know what? Maybe there were some flaws. But we're here. We've done it. It's a surprise. Everything will be fine. But at this point, like, Melissa's kind of like scared, but realized that it's us and it's probably fine. Jessica doesn't look scared anymore, but she looks like she's having trouble. Like, she looks like she might faint or collapse. Mm-hmm. And unbeknownst to us, despite the amount of love in his heart for this person, Dave had no idea, and I had no idea because I didn't know her very well. Jessica has a serious heart condition. She's a I don't know what the medical condition is, but she has a serious heart health condition, and extreme surprises are bad for her and may cause her heart to stop beating. So anything that's terrifically shocking, jarring, terrifying is potentially deadly to this person.
Okay.
And so we didn't know that. And we don't know how to help. So she just sort of begins having cardiac distress and having trouble staying conscious. And she's the only one who knows at this point she needs to reach into her bag and get a bottle of medicine to take one of the pills that she has with her in case this comes up. But like, and I don't know, I imagine her friend who was with her probably had some clue since they're best friends maybe. But like, Dave and I are just standing there staring at this girl dying in front of us. We're not really sure. And our, nerves and excitement about asking these girls to go on a date turned suddenly to like actual terror on our parts. We don't know what happened, but apparently we've scared a person to death.
Why would you be worried?
That wasn't, so I've been selling it. Listen, I've been setting it up like, oh, it's a joke. We're going to kill this girl or whatever. We didn't mean to kill anyone.
Jesus Christ.
Believe it or not, based on the plan that we hatched and the decisions we made to execute that plan, our ultimate goal was not to kill this person. It was to secure a date or maybe a double date.
I feel like I'm watching a fucking true crime episode.
Yeah,
like, this
God.
is like the killer explaining how they got started.
No, I see the detective piecing all the evidence together. And they lurked. No, they skulked outside by the car with flowers for their grave.
We didn't mean to kill anybody, but we found we had a real taste for it.
So this is happening. She reaches into her bag. Somebody has a bottle of water, takes medicine. After maybe a solid 5 to 7 minutes of like terror and staring and waiting by me and Dave, everyone is fine. Jessica's fine. Melissa is pretty pissed off. She's fine. And so like everyone's fine. There's 4 of us standing there in the middle of this parking lot. By the way, the Stevens must have had a hell of a show. I'm a little surprised they didn't come running out of the car trying to figure out, or like hop in the front seat and drive away. I don't know what the Stevens were doing
They were
or
coming
thinking,
up with their
but
alibi as you were out there, like, okay, they kidnapped us too.
nobody saw us at the grocery store with them. Maybe we were at home. Maybe we were in my basement.
They knew about the heart condition the whole time. They wanted this to happen.
Yeah, I don't know, but they must have had a hell of a show. So the 4 of us are standing there. So everything's fine. Everyone's alive. At this point, Dave and I are like, okay, everyone's good. Let's do what we came here for.
The mood is set.
Everything has gone according to the plan. It's time to ask these girls on a date. I will say, I will release a little more context at this point. My friend Dave and his interest, Jessica, have some history at this point. They have not dated, but I think she is aware that he likes her, and he thinks that maybe she likes him back. Between me and Melissa, it's a much more unspoken amount of interest. Utterly unspoken.
How much
you could
unspoken?
say.
How many words?
Know her and have seen her at like parties or at, in band practice. I've
Okay.
seen her interact with other people. I may have talked to her directly once prior to this interaction. So mine was a real shot in the dark. Mine was like, you seem cool, you seem awesome, I like you, maybe you like me. But Dave's is like a real, I think this has a shot. I'm gonna ask this girl out, finally. So everyone's alive, everyone calms down a little bit. Dave looks into Jessica's eyes and is like, hey, we've been hanging out a lot. I think you're really cool. We have a really good time together. I know this didn't go. I was hoping this would be more surprising and romantic and not like death-defying and terrifying. But like, look, I wanted to ask you on a date. Like, I got you these flowers and these chocolates. You can have those. That's just a gift. I just wanted to ask you if maybe we could go out and have dinner. Like, he really nice. David is a sweet guy. He asks her out. Super nice. And she takes the flowers and sort of looks down. And very thoughtfully, she's like, you know what? I do have fun with you, but I think we're just friends. Like the classic letdown. And it's a big bummer. But that was always an option. And she was super nice about it. And so that all plays out. And now it's my turn. And so this has all happened, and I look directly at Melissa, and I'm like, I hold out the flowers and the chocolate silently, and I look at her, and I'm like, you date? And she doesn't take the flowers or the chocolate. She doesn't say anything. She locks eye contact with me, slowly shakes her head no, and then just proceeds to get her friend into the car so they can leave.
Okay, all right, great.
So not equivalent responses, but not equivalent, pretext between the two interactions. I don't think Melissa's treatment of me was particularly unfair. Could have been nicer.
Yeah, given the situation, I think she was definitely overreacting to everything.
Yeah,
that
I
went
don't
down.
blame her for, maybe being a little taken aback and angry at me directly about what had happened just then. But
it's not like she was the one who was dying on the ground.
She was fine.
Yeah, she was
fine the whole time.
And the one who was dying sent the other person into the friend zone. You're not even in the friend zone, which is better?
Yeah.
Good? It's good.
He's like, you circle back.
Yeah.
Give it another shot.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
We can plan it out.
Anyway, 2 shots fired, no dates acquired.
Okay.
Chocolate.
But does that qualify as attempted murder? Who could say?
Mark is either gone or sitting very still.
Hello?
He's thinking.
Hello? Hello?
Let's try a simple one. Mark, how many fingers?
Hello?
Oh, wait, I know how to fix this. Mark, how many fingers?
Hello?
I texted you.
Hello?
You know what, Bob? I'm going to give you a good internet point.
Thanks. That seems fair.
Hello?
They tried to take me out. It didn't work. The world government.
Oh, sweet fucking Jesus.
No, not again. Hello?